morning, fellow gardeners. It's good to be back with you. It's been a long winter so far. We have been out of the garden now for a couple of months, and we're looking forward to getting started again. But what we wanted to bring you through Heart Love Place gardening program is to get you started by doing some in-house and early planting. So what we're going to do today, we're going to talk to you about microgreens. And microgreens are important because these different herbs and greens that we have in the garden, if we do the microgreens, when we harvest them, they are more nutritious than the adult counterpart of the particular plant that we're going to be showing you today. So we have mustards, we have basil, and we have, what is the other one? We have cilantro, and we're going to get started and show you how to do that. Now there are a couple of mediums that you can use for doing the microgreens, and one is just this little hydroponic pad that you can get at any gardening store. And it's just a little thin sheet, as you can see there. And then just these little pots that we use. This is what we're going to start with. And I should say, if you're interested and you want to register, we will get you a kit to you so that when we come back to you again, you'll be able to go along with us as we're doing this. So please register. Let us know if you're interested. We'll get these to you. This is just to kind of whet your appetite a little bit and let you see what's going on, and then we'll come back and can walk you through it once you have your kit. But you're going to need some water, and sometimes you might want to do this in soil. We're going to show you this in soil, but today we're just going to talk about the hydroponic pad. And we're going to put this right into this container, and then we're going to use our water to wet this. It's like feels kind of like a sponge or a tissue. Now you can't hold this and wet it. It has to be lying flat, because once it's wet it will break apart. So you want it to hold together, and so we put it into this receptacle. Have something underneath to catch the water, and then we just wet it down really well. Get it soaked until the water is actually dripping from the bottom, and that lets you know that it's wet all the way through. And it's puffing up. It's really swelling a little bit, and so it's getting wet all the way down in there. Okay, I'm going empty here, so I need to. And as you can see, the water is starting to come through the bottom here, so it is wet. I've got some drops here, so it is wet. So what we do next, once we get this good and wet, is we get our seeds. And I'm going to just show you with the cilantro, which is what we're using here. I don't know if we can get a good view of that. That's a pretty good size little seed there. But we're going to put it in here. We're not going to crowd it too much, but we're going to make it evenly across the bottom of this pad. And we're just going to use what we have here. You can put a few more, but we just want this for, and I don't know if I can tilt this for you to see in there, but we will post a picture. I'll tilt it just a little bit. You can see the seeds in there. And you should have enough seeds that it will be covered there, but this is just for the purpose of showing you how it's done. Once that is in there and you have your seeds on there, you want to wet that again to make sure that they're getting plenty of water here. And I have another receptacle of water that just a jug here that's got my water right here handy to get this all going. And it's not wanting to work well for me. Oh, there it goes. So just want to get some spritzes of water right onto the seeds. Not really working well. And then once we get this really, I'll just pour a little bit of water on it and make sure it gets all the way through, all wet on there. There we go. Okay, so now we've got it nice and wet, and the seeds are going to just sit in here. Now what you want to do once you have your seeds all in here, and you can see, is you want to get another little container just like this one, and you're going to put it on top. You're going to actually sit it on top of sit it on top of the one that you have here, and that's just to mimic dirt being on top. So it's just another little empty container. You're going to put it on top. This one actually has something in it here. I'm going to move these around a little bit. Okay, so you have just an empty little container top right on top, and it gives it the feel that there's soil on top. So once you have this on, then you're going to put this in a dark place. You can just slide it under a bed, or if you're in your living room or your family room, slide it under the couch, just so it can be dark for a day. What will happen once you have let this sit overnight, and you have to check it every day. If you can see in this pot, this is one that I put out on Friday, and I left it covered with this top, and when I came in this morning, it started to sprout. You can see those little sprouts there, just tiny little sprouts. And what we'll do is keep this moist every day. You have to check it every day, and as it's growing, it will eventually put out a plant that's gonna be about 3 or 4 inches tall, and it'll have a couple of leaves on it. And then that's when you harvest it, because that's when it's not a sprout. These are little sprouts, and they're going to be sprouts. You don't want the sprouts, you want the greens. So it will have a couple of leaves on there. So we will be posting pictures to show you what this will look like. This is what you start with when you have your seeds here. You're going to cover it, and then after 1 to 2 days, you're going to have these sprouts that are coming out, and you're just going to keep this moist every day and let it just continue to grow. Now what we'll do is we'll post the pictures along, and then we're also going to post pictures of what the finished produce looks like right before and at the time of harvest. You can also do this in soil, and what I found out is it grows slower in soil. What we have here is cilantro in soil, and so we're testing to see what that's going to look like. And we have this in one of these little containers also, and we'll keep you posted and let you see pictures on what it looks like in the soil versus in the hydroponic, with the hydroponic pad. Okay, so let us know if you're interested, and we'll get a kit to you so that you'll be able to garden with us as we begin our new season of gardening. And happy growing. We'll see you soon.